people that have entered. Let me just make sure everything's fired up. I do this every time. I sometimes forget stuff. It's kind of sad, really, but, you know, it is what it is. All right, then. Let's see. And that's going. Danny's in the house doing the thing, doing the do. Thank you, Danny. Oh, man, I am exhausted and sweaty. That's just the truth of it. Exhausted and sweaty. Jordan's here. What's up, Jordan? Beth is here. Jessica's here. Lana, Bill. Jordan disappeared. Ricky's here. Hello, hello, one and all. Let's see. Jessica and Danny gave me heart me's. Thank you, thank you. We're gonna get the ball rolling soon. We are on a good pace. All right. Maxwell, Lenora, Ush. That's an interesting username, Ush. Yeah, Jessica, isn't it amazing that people can't crack the code of T Group? Oh, man. This morning, I probably had something like 10 people ask the same question. But Bill, you know, you're forgiven. It's okay. Hold on a second. Let's see. That's no reference. Hold on. I must have missed that. Sweaty Farms. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's a good one. That's why I say it that way. Sweaty. All right, so since we've got an intimate group, it's growing. Oh, Jessica, someone said, I just talked to someone who said we shouldn't have any health care because people should eat better. Was that RFK you were talking to? Because that sounds like some dumb shit that he would say. Yeah, Danny, when we come back, I'll reset that goal. Thank you so much. Yeah. Pray for even. Yeah, interesting. Has the agreement been signed? Because it wasn't earlier today. Mr. Voice, you'll please wait for a little while. I'm going to bring people up in just a few minutes, but I have a song. Danny, I am 100% certain you're going to know this song. It came out in 1970, and there's some interesting trivia to it. Now, one warning is that in the second half of the song, when he goes back to the opening verse, the lyrics get a little funky, but, you know, I think it's also supposed to be a metaphor. At least I hope. But anyway, it starts out strong, lots of energy. Here we go.
Stranger in the black sedan, won't you hop inside my car? I got pictures, got candy, I'm a lovable man, and I can take you to the nearest star. I'm your vehicle, baby, I'll take you anywhere. have you, child. Great God in heaven, you know I love you. Well, if you wants to be a movie star, I can take you to a Hollywood. But if you wanna stay just like you are, you know I think you really should. I'm your vehicle, baby. I'll take you anywhere you wanna go. I'm your vehicle, woman. By now I'm sure you know that I love you, I need you, I want you, got to have you, child. Great God in heaven, you know I love you. Oh, you know I do. Well, I'm the friendless stranger in the black sedan. Won't you hop inside my car? I got pictures, candy, I'm a lovable man, and I can take you to the nearest star. I'm your vehicle, babe. I'll take you anywhere you wanna go. I'm your vehicle, woman. By now I'm sure you know that I love you, I need you, I want you, I got to have you. Great God in heaven, you know I love you. And I'm your vehicle, babe. Alright. You know I love you, I need you, I want you, got to have you, child. Great God in heaven, you know I love you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that band is called the Ides of March. The song is called Vehicle. And here's the interesting trivia behind the lead singer. His name is Jim Peterick. It's either Peterick or Peterick. I presume it's Peterick. And you'll know him because 12 years after this, he formed another band. And they're the band, and he's the singer for Eye of the Tiger from the Rocky film. Interesting triumph. Oh, Ray Garcia says Hispanics for Trump. So you're a self-hating minority, so you have to go because I hate people like you. Like, just really hate people like you. So you got to go. So let's get it rolling. I'm going to invite Danny up as always. Anybody else who wants to come up? I know some other people requested up earlier. Danny, what's up?
I do remember that song. Brought flashbacks 55 years ago for
Yeah,
me.
crazy, right?
Yeah, yeah, I remember that. And I do remember that was the same singer that did the movie for Rocky,
Yeah,
too,
yeah,
did that song.
yeah. And I think they're still touring.
I would
Um,
not be surprised. They were a real popular group, and they can't be probably about the same age as I am or a little younger.
yeah, he was actually same, November 11th, 1950 is when Jim Peterick was born. And yeah, his other band is Survivor.
Yep,
Yeah. Jessica, what's
good
going
song.
on? How you doing?
I, I'm still fucking heated.
I understand that. So, what in particular are you heated about? I know it's probably a long list.
So I just got off of a live before I came here in which there was this idiot who was saying, because we were talking about healthcare, and someone said, should we have universal healthcare? And he said, no, actually, I think we should take it a step further and we shouldn't have any health care for people at all because people should just eat better. We're like, okay, because how's that going to keep you from getting like viruses or
Mm-hmm.
from getting cancer?
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, well, um, if you know, if you ate better, then you wouldn't get those things.
Yeah. So generally, you're talking about an idiot.
Yeah, he was such an idiot.
Wow. Yeah. That you know what I think that's a product of, and this is just spitballing, but I guarantee you that's a Joe Rogan listener, guaranteed,
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
because Joe Rogan is only now coming around to the idea that he made a mistake platforming Dump. And what's weird is that I've followed Joe Rogan's career since 1993. I watched about 5 minutes of Fear Factor once and did not care for it at all, but everything else he's done I've consumed. He did the first comedy special for Netflix, and I remember him from news radio with a great cast, and I found his character the most interesting. I didn't know anything about him. I just thought, oh, he's doing a good job here. And he's a stand-up comic, very, very successful stand-up comic. He's a one percenter as far as stand-up goes. And I watched his podcast for years, and it was only because I knew of him. So I was like, when I heard that he had a podcast, I was like, oh, let me check this out. And I loved his podcast because he would bring on subject experts and they would talk about unusual things. He brought on a sleep expert that like taught me so much about sleep hygiene and all that. Pardon me. And, he had on the occasional wacko, but that was the exception rather than the rule, right? And at I think about 2 or 3 years before he platformed Dump, he expressly said that he would never do that. And he gave the reason for never wanting to do that. He said, I don't want to help him in any way. And we go from that to now you're throwing him softball questions and stroking his hair for during your podcast, and then going to the inauguration. Right? That's quite a swing. And now he is shocked and amazed that the most prolific and infamous liar of the 21st century lied to him. That's so pathetic. Cosmic Bun. You can't crack the code of what's a T group? Really? That's hard for you?
Yeah,
Uh,
T. Roy has a problem with it too.
yeah, a
T.
few of
Roy
them,
does.
a few of the mouth breathers are gonna have a problem with it, and once in a while, it gets by other people too. But so here's my premise. Here's why I have this title above me. Since he got in office this time, because let's remember back in I think 2018, he gave a speech where he specifically said that Qatar is a dangerous country,
Hmm.
right? And now he gets into office again and he immediately flies to the Middle East and is doing business with a country that, supported T groups and was a big factor in 9/11. And not only that, he was shaking hands with a man that just a few years ago was on the top 10 most wanted list for a $10 million bounty in America. Okay. And now, not only is he doing business with these people and enriching himself and his family tremendously, and not only receiving a $400 million bribe in broad daylight, but now he's given them a base. Not, he's allowing them access to a base to park an F-15 squadron, and I'm like, well, doesn't this sound like a person who likes T groups because he's like doing business with them? And now, and Danny, tell me if I'm wrong. I have never heard of any other time in American history where we gave access to a foreign country, let alone a former enemy of the state, uh, access to a military base. Has that? Are you aware of that ever happening before?
We have trained some foreign, like Israelis, training them how to fly jets and stuff like that. But I had
But
never
we
heard
didn't
of
give
them.
them access to
No,
a military base, right?
no,
Right.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, we even trained Osama bin Laden's men back in
correct.
1980. So that
Right.
happens, and I think mostly it was over there that they did that. But that's not unusual. That's happened in the past,
No,
right? But
but it isn't a
this
whole
like, oh
base
yeah,
or nothing.
let you park the most dangerous plane on planet Earth in in the middle of the country. Like, how does that make sense to anybody? How is that America first to anybody in any way?
And they actually paying the Qatari back for all the money and conveniences that Trump has gotten from them. Let's face it, he's in their back pocket big time, and they just paying him back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I mean,
$300 million to Ivanka and Kushner
yeah.
Correct.
But
from
that's what I'm
Qatar.
saying. There's other ways to do that, right? If you want to launder money and do backroom deals, yeah, that's absolutely what we expect from Dump at this point. But like, why the military base? That's the part that I don't get, and I don't understand why more MAGA hats are not upset by that. Although Laura Loomer turned on him. Laura Loomer, I mean, her rant was mostly racist, but she turned on him because of this military base issue. So I presume
Right.
that other MAGA hats are angry about it, but I don't see enough of them. I haven't seen enough MAGA hats talking about how ridiculous this is.
No, they're not on the street. They're not protesting it. That's for sure.
A true patriot says because it's nothing new. We just established that it is something new. Tell me a true
Yeah.
patriot. Give me a time in history, in American history, when we've ever let a former enemy have access to our military bases. Please, I'll wait.
Here inside the country
Yeah,
at
in
that.
America, in America. Thank you. That's an important caveat. And I chose the other path. Says Dump's administration is a T group. I agree wholeheartedly.
Again, this is
Why
an
would it be?
actual.
Yeah.
So, do you, true patriot? Qatar has very strong T group ties, and have for years. In fact, they have direct ties to the people behind the fateful day back in September of 2001. Strong ties with Qatar and those people, right? So, name one time in history that we gave another group of the same level access to a military base here inside of our own country. There is not peace in the Middle East. There is not peace in the Middle East. There is not. Do you know? So I assume that you're talking about the supposed ceasefire that Trump supposedly brokered. One, he himself did not broker it. Two, Israel has already broken that ceasefire. Three, even after that ceasefire was signed, they then turned around and dropped ammunition on Libya. There is not peace in the Middle East, you fucking walnut.
Oh my
That's giving
God!
him credit.
What? And
Walnut's not
he's saying
even.
he's a Marine.
Yeah, if you're a Marine, you shouldn't be supporting Donald Trump, seeing as you took an oath to the Constitution, and Donald Trump consistently talks shit about veterans.
And broke the Constitution
Look at
Oh,
this.
several
Look at this.
times.
Now
now,
he's talking about there's not peace in Portland or Chicago.
You want to
It,
know why there's no peace in Portland or Chicago? Because the National Guard and ICE are there just fucking shit up. If there's no peace in Portland or Chicago, it's because the Trump administration made it that way. Do you know what people in Portland that are not part of the National Guard or ICE are doing? They're wearing costumes and they're playing music and they're holding signs and they're not being violent at all. And yet, people from the Trump administration, hired by the Trump administration, are still pew-pewing them with pepper balls and less lethal ammunition. Keep in mind, it's less lethal, not non-lethal.
right.
God, you people
And
are fucking idiots.
let's believe Dump's premise for a second that he's there to fight crime in those cities. Why isn't he in the most crime-ridden cities then, which happen to be red cities?
So,
Ugh.
true patriot, was you a pop-up target on the range in the Marine Corps?
He says, "Yeah, live fire bombs are peaceful." Oh Lord.
He was a pop-up
Yeah, he was.
target.
He's
He's a
yeah.
numbnut.
He's just a propaganda parrot.
Yep.
Well, look, I'll send this. I'll send your comments to Daddy Dumb so he could see what a good little boy you are, and that way you might get, you know, you might get ignored less than you're getting ignored now.
I'll give him one last response. I just want to know, do you call Trump daddy before or after he wipes your chin?
All right, someone has come up. Mike, how you doing?
I'm
Mike,
doing great. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing very well. What's on
Can you
your
hear me?
mind, Mike? I can hear you. You're a little low, but I can hear you.
Actually, I just actually overheard you saying that the crimes are on red cities. However, you are actually completely wrong.
No,
They
I'm
might
not.
be red
No, I'm
states.
not.
However, the
Listen, listen,
cities are
listen, listen. We're not going to
let me
debate facts. Shut up for a second. We are not going to debate
give
facts.
me
We're not
give
going
me
to
give
debate
me
facts. Okay?
give
The
me a city.
FBI keeps
Give me one city.
crime statistics. The CIA keeps crime statistics. There are crime statistics all over the place that you have access
I'm
to
aware of that.
that you no, you're not aware of shit because you're trying to tell me that a fact is not a fact.
I am aware of
Okay?
100%
You have
because
no
you're lying.
idea what the fuck you're talking about, okay? So bye. I'm not going to debate facts with people. I am not going to debate facts with people. Every institution that keeps crime statistics have pointed this reality out. It's non-debatable. The most dangerous states and the most dangerous cities are red states and red cities. And you can even go down to the county level and it's still true. Okay? It's ridiculous. These people want to come up here and pretend that the sun doesn't rise in the east. They want to pretend that we all don't have access to the same information. Like where are you going for this? Breitbart? Are you going to Fox for this information? Because if you go to the people that actually keeps crime statistics, you'll see that what I'm saying is 100% true.
Probably watching the War Room with Steve Bannon.
Yeah, that
Yeah, good old
bloated.
Fox News
Yeah,
with its 30% factual rating.
and the biggest defamation lawsuit loss in American history, $787 million for lying. And unfortunately now that Smartmatic, got sold to a former Dump supporter. I think he was one of the voting supervisors, whatever they're called. So that's rough. That's rough. And there are people urging citizens to call their representatives and say that they don't want those voting machines placed anywhere. They don't want them used because, that to me is an obvious attempt to rig the game, which we know Dump is trying to do. It was Dominion? Okay, thank you. I knew it was either Smartmatic or Dominion. So yeah, Dominion got sold to a Dump supporter. Not good. CGBS. We know we're watching. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Damon says the guy cheats at golf. Yeah, I mean, he cheats at everything. He cheats at
Cheats on his
everything.
wives, cheats at golf,
Yeah. Tried to cheat
cheats at
Americans out of their
business,
vote. You know, like
every
why
business.
isn't that a big deal for MAGA hats who claim to love America and love the Constitution? And this guy brought fake electors in to try to rig the vote in 2020, and you're not bothered by that. That's sad. A true patriot says, "What's a woman?" Okay, when you walk into a bar and the person you sit next to covers their drink because they're worried about you, that's a woman.
You know, you need to come up and talk to us, True Patriot. You have a lot to say.
He's not going to say anything intelligent. I'll accept him. I don't think he has the courage to come up because he's chirping away in the chat. But if he shows some balls and requests up, I'll bring him up. I guarantee you, he won't say one interesting thing.
Oh, he's at work.
I'm
Ain't
not a
that? Yeah,
liberal. I'm
well,
at work. Oh, the number one excuse for the cowards. Well, you know what that means, True Patriot. You got to go
It's
because
9:30 at night. Most people are off work.
yeah,
Fucking idiot.
he's
yeah.
a janitor.
That's all right. I blocked him because if you punk out after talking shit in the chat, you got to go. That's
He
my
was a
rule, and I'm
janitor. That's
sticking
what he
to it.
was. Yep. Yeah, he's mopping the floors, listening to his headphones,
He's
talking shit.
he's probably the overnight guy at Walmart.
Yes, true. Yeah.
And listen, I don't fault anyone for working, but I mean, he's acting like it's normal to be at work at 10 p.m. Eastern time. I am the devil, says, that's a bold username, says, Dump is destroying our Constitution. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, what the damage that he's done is going to take a long time to repair, and he's not done damaging America.
He's getting
He's got
started.
more to
He
go.
isn't.
Say
Yeah.
again?
I said he's just getting started.
Yeah, because honestly, and obviously this is an impossible thing to quantify, but I understood his agenda. We all did. Everyone but the mouth breathers understood his agenda. We were all screaming it from the rooftops last year. I thought it would take 2 or 3 years for him to get this deep into the agenda. So I'm a little shocked that it happened so quickly. I mean, in less than 9 months, we went full authoritarian. Thomas Schmidt says, "Didn't Biden do enough? Do enough what? It would help if you spoke in complete sentences."
It doesn't matter how much good someone does, and this is coming from someone who is not a big Joe Biden fan. It doesn't matter how much good someone does. If someone comes in with a fucking chainsaw behind them and just wrecks that shit, it's still gonna crash and burn.
Which is exactly what George W. Bush did after, Bill Clinton zeroed out the deficit and balanced the budget, only American president in history to do that. Then Georgie Boy threw us in the toilet, and we could have easily gone into a depression if President Obama did not handle that situation so deftly. So this is what America is about. You have no attention span. You don't say anything when the Republican wrecks the economy, but then you become impatient by how long it takes to fix when Democrats are fixing it. Obama built up. It took him all of his 8 years to get the economy back on track because Bush almost devastated it. It's easy to wreck shit. It takes longer to build. And you mouth breathers don't understand that. I couldn't stand Joe Biden. But the facts of the matter are the facts of his record and his administration's record is that he did an outstanding job, right? Because at a certain point, we have to rely on what we see and hear right in front of us. Because history gets recorded, every administration gets judged by the same criteria. And when you look at all the points, all the check boxes of what a president and his administration needs to do, Biden did all that. He brought back manufacturing with the CHIPS Act. And by the way, Dump canceled all those contracts. So he put Americans out of work, right? Dump doesn't care. Like if he takes a TV show off the air, he thinks he's punishing one person, but he's punishing hundreds. There's probably roughly between 100 and 200 people that work on any given television show. He doesn't care. I'm mad because he makes fun of me. He's got to go. What a thin-skinned brat. Oh, disgusting.
It tracks, though.
Sean, welcome aboard, Sean.
It's exhausting.
It really is. I was thinking the same thing. It really is to because again, I started in my teens having these conversations. 17, 18 years old. That's when I started. So 43 years ago, minimum, is when I started talking about this. And, when I would talk about, certain fascist things that I saw and how, America could be a fascist government, the pushback was always the same. Well, that could never happen here. That could never happen here. Why? Why? What's special about America that it couldn't happen here?
Everyone thinks it won't happen there until it happens there.
Exactly. I mean, Chile was a democracy, right?
Germany was a democracy.
Germany,
granted,
right?
Granted, they only had democracy for 14 years when it happened, but still.
Yeah.
They were coming up. They were doing well. Things were progressing. They had democracy. Then 53 days later.
Yep. It happens. Wherever there's humans, this kind of thing can happen. And when the humans have too high a percentage of dumb people amongst them, it can happen even easier.
Mm-hmm. And like Damon said down in the comments as well, the arrogance helps it to happen. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That rhetoric of, absolutely it can't happen there, and keeping that in mind, and just ignoring all the signs because you're so staunch and arrogant about the fact that it could never happen here. Yeah, that's absolutely part of it.
So psychologists say that intelligent people are the easiest to con. Now, and evidence of that is Will Smith's first film, 6 Degrees of Separation, because it was based on a true story, right? Of this con artist who claimed to be the son of Sidney Poitier, and because they didn't go down to the library and realize that Sidney Poitier never had a son, they believed him, right? Because they were wealthy people and they felt powerful and they were like, well, nobody's going to lie to me, and they got ripped off. Now you have a situation where the intelligent people are telling you what's going on, and your arrogance is keeping you from seeing it. Your belief that Daddy Dump wouldn't steer you wrong, even though that's all he's ever done to you. Where's the health care he promised back in 2016? Or is it just concepts of a plan that he has? And you believe it every night. Good night, Sam. You believe it every day. You believe it. You come up here spewing propaganda nonsense just because he said it. And you're so confident that it's true because it's Daddy Donnie saying it. Hello, savoir faire. Good to see you again. Um, Jones 64 wants to come in. Oops, now there's two people that want to come in. Hold on. Gotta go to my other. Come on, come on. Hurry up. Damn it. Here we go. Okay. So we got Lana and Jones. Okay, they are loading up. Slowly, slowly, slowly. So, okay. So, Lana, how you doing? Lana?
Hi, how are you?
I'm excellent. How you doing?
I'm doing great, thanks.
Excellent.
As
And
good as I can be.
I got you. What's on your mind?
Well, I got on the weird side of TikTok. I guess my FYP is a little strange. And I don't get to talk to people. I live in Omaha, Nebraska, so blue dot, red state.
Oh yeah.
And and I just am concerned. So something that you just said kind of made me want to join. And I have a different kind of outlook on the MAGA folks, I guess. I don't think they were conned. I think they were seduced and they're happy. Like you call that's their dad. They adore him. You know,
Yeah.
they adore him.
I mean, it's a distinction without a difference, but sure, that's fine. Yeah.
Well, so my dad was in the Air Force and I lived in Bitburg, Germany, in the early 80s. Went to middle school there and they taught us how not to be a Nazi. So I know a lot about Nazis. A lot.
You
And
can't say that word on TikTok.
oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
No worries.
Um, but yeah, we learned how the people just kind of fell into it, and how the MAGAs are acting is how the Germans
Yeah,
acted
and
when
by the way, this
they
is any
followed them.
country that's ever had this happen, any country where genocides have taken place, any country where dictatorships have overthrown the government, it's always the same. There's a percentage of the population that's warning people, like, hey, this is happening, this is bad, we can't tolerate this. And then another segment of the population that's like, we don't see it, we like this person.
Yeah.
Same as it ever was. Jones fell off and now is back. So, loading, loading, loading again. Jones, how you doing?
Good evening. I hope my mic is better.
You sound fantastic.
Okay, because I'm using my pad instead of phone. Phone didn't work for some reason.
Okay, so what's on your mind?
I'm from New York, and I can tell you, experiencing Trump for years, he cannot tell the truth from a lie, no matter what.
In what part of New York?
I'm from Queens.
Oh, which town in Queens?
I'm now in Middle Village, but I've
Oh,
been
I lived in
from
Middle
North.
Village for a short time. I rented a room in Middle Village. I spent most of my time in Jamaica and Jamaica Estates and Elmhurst when I was a child.
Oh, so you lived in Trump Town, as we used to call it,
Yeah,
Jamaica
Jamaica
Estates.
Estates. That's where his family lived. That's where the dumps were. My son, in 1985, was born in Jamaica Hospital in the dump pavilion.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. So I'm with you. I've known about him pretty much all my life, and you know, I agree. New Yorkers. That's why he gets so much shit in New York, is because we know who he is, we know what he's done, and we knew he was a piece of garbage on every level. We knew he was a liar, a cheater, a business fraud, all that shit. You know, because
And I'm not.
this is how dumb he is. Just for people that don't know his history, his father left them with 22,000 rental units, $300 million in cash in the bank, and relationships with bankers and insurance companies and all and the whole works, and even politicians, right? Fred Dump built an empire, and all they had to do was nothing. They didn't have to touch anything, and he would have been worth easily 20 to 30 billion dollars now. Just leaving his
Yeah.
money in a safe investment and just watch the interest accrue and build. And there was an economist that worked that out a while back, but you know, but because he was dumb and still is, he gambled the money, almost lost the entire fortune at one point. But luckily, his brother Robert was smart enough to put the brakes on him, and the losses didn't get as bad as they could have.
And you can tell somebody by their friends. Like Roy Cohen was his one of his hugest influences, and Roy Cohen is not exactly the nicest guy.
Yeah, I mean, Roy Khan came in after Dump was already established, but sure, he certainly had influence on him.
And like most of his relationships, just like if you look at the people he associates with, they're kind of crooked.
Well, yeah, I mean, most of them are not kind of crooked; they're extremely crooked, But it's that old saying, right? Birds of a feather. But also, he likes that. He thinks it's cute when someone breaks the rules or breaks the law and still winds up on top, because that's one of the problems with the predator class, is that they live in a different world than the rest of us do. They live in a world where they can buy justice, they can buy influence, they can buy politicians, they can buy judges, all that stuff, and they have, and they continue to. We when we break the law, we're faced with consequences. When we don't manage a business right, we go out of business. We don't get saved by the government. you know so it's a different world that they live in, and what's sad is that with as much as they have, they want more.
His nickname in the military is Bone Spur.
Yeah.
That says more than enough about him.
Yeah, because his daddy paid a doctor to lie and say that he had bone spurs, and which is amazing because there's no talk of ever having surgery on it, but yet he can play 18 rounds of golf with no problem.
Well, it's the privilege of having that good luck.
Yeah, I mean, his only talent was being shot out of the testicles of a wealthy man.
And I don't about his grandfather too. Notorious
Yeah,
is the
pimp.
word.
His
Yeah.
grandfather was a pimp. He left Germany to avoid the draft. You know, it's in the family. When I looked it up
Yeah,
the
the
other day,
apple
not
didn't
one
fall.
member of the Dump family has ever served in the military, which again, that's not tremendously unusual, but just the idea that this guy's running the military now, and he's the only president in American history that had neither military or governmental experience. Usually it's one or the other, sometimes both, right? But, because of a whole bunch of shit that happened, and of course that bullshit electoral college, he got in. People that voted for him the second and third time, that's on them, because after his disastrous handling of everything in his first term, to vote for him again is just insanity to me.
And when he talks about the economy, he had the out with COVID-19. The
You
whole
you have to
system
say
is shut
you have to
down.
say
So when you
C19.
can't use a good
Just
excuse,
remember on TikTok you have to say C19 or whatever.
oh, I'm sorry,
No worries.
C19.
It's dumb, but that's the rules.
Okay.
He completely mishandled that. I
And
mean,
even he talked over doctors and stuff.
yeah, because he trusts his imagination over everything else, because that's how arrogant he is.
Well, what makes it worse too is the fact that he knew that he mishandled it.
Yeah.
He was caught on audio tape admitting that he knew how bad it was, but that his base would not want him to play into it. And so he decided to intentionally downplay it, even though he knew that it was airborne. He knew how dangerous it was going to be and that people were going to unalive from it. He knew it.
And by the way, he wasn't caught on tape. He was being interviewed by Bob Woodward.
Yeah.
Yeah. So think about two things. Number one, every country got the news the same day, January 8th, 2020. That's when the CDC and the NIH uh, made sure that everybody knew, made sure the whole world knew what was going on. Most other countries went to work right away, right? He waited 70 days. 70 days, over 2 months wasted, which is why America, with 5% of the population roughly of the world, got 20% of the fatalities.
Not surprised.
That's the most unforgivable thing he's done. He's fucked up in a lot of different ways, but he cost so many people their lives, and now he's going to cost more people their lives by canceling U.S. aid and by now getting rid of health care for people. Millions of people are going to perish because of this.
Especially in the red states, which they're praising them, and then they're like crying the next minute that their hospitals are being closed and everything.
By the way, someone, I forget who, this was after the 2020 contest, someone suggested that Dump would have done much better had he taken care of his base during C-19 because many of them perished and weren't around to vote. He also the whole his whole thing against campaigning against mail-in voting that hurt him too because a lot of his base votes that way. So
Yeah, because you have the elderly and people who don't live near polling places. That's essential for them.
yeah, and these people, I've heard these mouth breathing troglodyte MAGA hats saying, "Oh, voting by mail is a new thing and it's wrong," and it's like, no, it's a Civil War thing. That's when it started. These fucking people are so dumb. God,
Revised history.
it really is. Oh, my live goal was achieved. Thank you. Thank you. Let me put one more on. I don't think I'm going to be up too much longer tonight, only because no matter I must be fighting something off because no matter how much I've slept today and last night, I'm still fucking tired. Let's go with chili peppers. Chilies. All right. There we go. Chili peppers, 100 chili peppers are on the board. Anyone who wants to gobble them up, feel free. So what's his next move? I mean, he's got a lot. He's still got a few more authoritarian moves to make. Like he's kind of dipped his foot into the water of arresting judges. So I think that's going to increase. What do you all think about that?
I think so. He's announced that they're specifically targeting during this shutdown that they're specifically targeting Democrat-run um, organizations and employees to fire during this mass layoff that he's wanting to do during the shutdown. And so I think that logically, especially with, after they launched Operation Whirlwind with the DOJ and all of that, I think that logically the next step is he's going to start in a real way going after actual political opponents, like
Yeah.
actual elected officials. Um, it may not be the very next step that he takes, but I don't think we're far from it.
Yeah. I mean, he's been
I
talking about
would.
it since last year. So, you know, we know that's what he wants to do. Danny, what's your take on it?
Well, right now with all these court orders that the judges have been giving him, uh, forbidding him to do things like gas the protesters and do this other stuff. And if they try to hold him in contempt, who's going to enforce it? There is nobody to enforce it. So I think what he's going to end up doing is I think that he'll finally get mad at all these judges that are imposing all these um, restrictions on him, and I think that he will start arresting judges because he has the people to do it. And then I think he's going to continue on and go after the governors and mayors of these blue states that are fighting him. And I would not be surprised he tries to go after them and arrest them also.
Yeah, that makes sense. Lana, what do you think?
Oh, I agree 100%. He's definitely tested out the waters. And I'm not really great with names, but the attorney from New York,
Oh, Letitia
Comey,
James. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Um, so he's been testing it out. Anybody who's going to kind of get in his way. But I think what concerns me even more than that is possibly an illegal way to go about getting uh, taking care of moving those obstacles out of his way. So
Yeah, no doubt.
uh,
Yeah, Letitia James,
that what concerns me more.
he's suing her, and it's hilarious that he's suing her because everything that he's suing her for was proven in court and decided by a jury. So it's like, you got no leg to stand on. But he's got the money to sue whoever he wants to sue. He's got, at this point, he's increased his wealth so dramatically from grifting off the American public and, all of his dirty crypto deals and all that bullshit that he just has unlimited funds uh, to sue somebody. Oh, someone named MAGA for Life wants to come in here. This ought to be fun. Let's see. MAGA for Life. How are you doing
Yes, sir.
tonight?
I'm doing great.
Okay, so you said, let me debate you.
Yes,
I
sir.
just saw that now. I didn't see that before, but here you are. What do you want to debate about?
Oh, well, I mean, you can choose, I guess. Are you a Kamala
No,
Harris
you
supporter?
asked me for the
Oh, yeah.
debate, so tell me what you would like to debate about.
I would like to debate that Trump isn't taking advantage of this crypto stuff. All of this. Look, Trump's a multi-billionaire. Why would he need to take even more money? He's not taking it. And guess what? Did you know that Trump donated? You know
That's
Trump
your
donated.
argument? He's rich,
Okay, let me
so he
finish.
doesn't want to be richer?
Wait.
Is that
But
really
guess,
your argument?
hey, guess what, buddy?
Is
Trump
that
don't.
really your argument?
Hey, buddy, if he
Hey,
wanted to be rich,
buddy, answer my question before I drop you.
okay. What's the answer? All right. The question? No, he wouldn't want to be richer. You know why?
Really,
Because
really. So you don't right now, you don't know that he's been negotiating business deals in the Middle East. You don't know that.
he's negotiating on the behalf of the American
Oh,
people,
really?
and I
So and his sons are there doing
correct.
deals for it. What part of the golf course in Qatar is for America?
Well, can I say one
No,
more
you're a
thing and then
goofy idiot. So, you got to go. Holy shit. Let me come up and debate you. Up. Listen, buddy. Duck. Dumbass. And he wants to come
Fun
back
fact,
up.
40% of his wealth has been accumulated since he took office. Much of it through blatant market manipulation, which, by the way, is a federal crime.
Yeah, the fact that he took uh, Truth Social public uh, and then went on his social media to promote it was blatantly illegal, right?
Yeah.
And and the other thing that he did was he exposed his shitty history as a business person. If anyone wants to, they can go to the SEC and see the filing, right? See the filing that you have to do for any company to go public. And you have to put your financial history. And there's this ridiculously long list of business failures My favorite is Dump Steaks, because
Oh yeah.
that business was planned and launched and failed in 2 months. How bad of a
Let's
business
see.
person do you have to be?
Yeah. Trump steaks, Trump water, Trump airline, Trump board games, Trump ties, Trump magazine, Trump airlines, Trump university.
The Plaza
Like,
Hotel, the shuttle service, the casinos, and you have to be extra dumb to fail at casinos.
Trump board game.
Yep. Yeah. And all these people, oh, he's a genius businessman. No, he's just
Genius is
wealthy enough to
symbolized in
absorb
words.
the losses.
He's so bad that he's not even allowed to own or head charities in New York anymore
Right. Yeah,
because he can't even do charities
he
right.
stole from a children's charity.
Yes.
Yep.
Ugh.
Oh, Jordan's back. Thank you for the heart, me, Jordan. Yeah, I mean, his university was a scam. $25 million. Let me tell you what a brilliant negotiator he was, because that was Alvin Bragg. And Alvin Bragg gave him an offer to settle it for $2 million, right? And Dump said, no, we're going to fight it. And then he lost and had to pay $25 million. That's genius negotiating right there.
What about the back deals he did with the USFL?
Another loss.
Oh, shoes, Trump shoes. You remember that?
Yeah, the sneakers, yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, that part of it, you know, his whoever's coming up with these schemes, because it's not him. He's not even close to being smart enough to come up with these schemes. But whoever did understood like the power of dark money, because when you talk about crypto and you talk about these like cards that he was selling, you could buy those things anonymously. So, and you could pay whatever amount of money that you wanted to pay anonymously. So if you wanted favors, you could buy a pair of his sneakers for $1 million and you would get favors from him. Yeah,
I
Mary
believe he
Jean.
had Trump whiskey also, if I remember right.
Probably.
Oh yeah, the watches. Yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot about the
Yeah, and the
watches.
whiskey.
You mean rump watches?
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody posted a picture of one of Dump's watches. It was the gaudiest and cheapest looking thing you can imagine. Like literally the kind of thing that you would expect on Timu, you know? Right. His Bible, his desecrated Bible.
That purposely leaves out entire sections of the Constitution.
Yeah. Yeah. And by the way, that was not his idea either. That was the same Bible that Lee Greenwood was selling. And then they just
Yep.
decided to rebrand it. I'm proud to be an
Yeah,
American.
well, but those bears, Trumpy bears he was selling, that was real ugly, stupid toy,
Yeah.
Trumpy bear.
And
But, you
everything
know,
he makes is made in China.
yeah. Yeah. Most of the
Yeah, but
stuff
he
is
cares.
made overseas.
Yeah, he cares so much about American manufacturing that not a single product he has ever produced or sold has been made here.
Yeah. Yeah. But the mouth breathers keep supporting him. It's quite
What
amazing.
about the jet?
Yeah, that was the shuttle service. Yeah. Yeah, and that could have been profitable, but the way he did it wasn't. Because shuttles were making big money back then. You know, because like there were people that traveled from like New York to Boston regularly, sometimes day trips, sometimes a few days at a time, and so you know to accommodate them, these airlines started doing shuttle services, and he jumped in and fucked it up. Demon says he's too lazy to stay committed to business. Yeah, and too stupid too. He's dumb as shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's also too dumb to know how to run one correctly.
Yeah. Because, I mean, to me, one of the most glaring losses was the Trump, I'm sorry, the Plaza Hotel. The Plaza Hotel is the hotel in New York City. Okay. It's legendary. It's old. It's got, it's just the most famous hotel and crazy expensive, insanely expensive. I stayed in a small room one night, the night I proposed to my future ex-wife, and it was $545, and this was in the year 2000. One night in the year 2000, $545, where other hotels you could spend $79 and stay for a night, and he somehow fucked that up.
It's insane.
And the six bankruptcies and all that other shit, whatever. Anyway,
That's why.
go ahead.
Sorry. That's why I don't understand why when people say, oh, it's he's running the country like a business. One, the country should not be run like a
Right.
business. Two, even if it should be run like a business, he's not the one to fucking do it.
Yeah. Yeah, people don't seem to understand that businesses are run in a completely different way than countries are. And they have a completely different agenda than countries do, right? With businesses, it's all about increasing profit, making sure the shareholders are happy, that kind of thing. And, they, their goal is to make money, whereas the administration supposedly is there to make sure that the citizens are okay, right? So that's a completely different agenda, and the skill that it takes to run a country doesn't necessarily translate into the skills to run a business, and vice versa. And when you get a guy that's completely shitty at running businesses, why would you trust him to run America?
Yeah. It's just it goes into the whole, which you've heard me talk about this before, the cult of contradictions, right? Y it's like whenever they talk about, oh, law and order, and yet they voted for a convicted felon. And they talk about law and order, you know, as a reason to deploy the military against United States citizens. There was a time when law and order was meant to be a shield to protect liberties, and now they're trying to use it to justify it as a way to enforce obedience.
Yeah. And
And it's
intimidation and all that shit.
it's a
Soaring
travesty.
above tyranny says his only successful business is selling MAGA apparel. Actually, that's not entirely true. His golf courses do extremely well.
Yeah.
His golf. I know one golf course. I forget which one. It might be Bedminster, but it might be one in Florida, where it's doing like over $100 million a year. So, I'm sure that's turning a pretty decent profit.
Well, isn't that the same one? You got to pay 100,000 or $200,000 to be a member.
Yeah, which in that world, that's not unusual. There's a club in New York City that when I forget what it is. It's one of these old clubs. It's where YT men go to jerk each other off and shit. And
Right.
it was like, and back then, and I learned of this club somewhere around 2005. And damn, the name of it is not coming to me right now. But back then, it was 100 grand a year for membership dues. So that
That's
like I said,
insane.
they live in a different world.
That's insane.
Well, it's not insane if you're a billionaire and it helps you make more business deals.
That's true
You
in
know
that sense. It's all
that
about the
that's what
finesse.
that's about. It's there. Michael Milken, who some of the younger folks probably have no idea about, but he was the one caught up in the insider trading scandal back in the '80s, and he was the top of the pyramid, right? He was the top guy, and he would have a yearly gathering with all of the business movers and shakers that they called literally the Predator's Ball. Okay,
Hmm.
because what they were doing was carving up the country and figuring out, oh, who's going to own this, who's going to own that, what connections, how do we leverage this, all this shit. And that's what they're still doing. They're just a little bit more careful about it until recently. Now they're being blatant about it, but for a while they were more careful about it.
By the way, I leveled up on your live tonight. I'm number 25. I'm level 25
There you go. Nice. I think I'm on level 19 or 20 on yours.
on your. Yeah, I think so. I just thought that you didn't see it when I leveled up, so I decided to.
Shit, I'm falling behind. I'm only at 13.
It's not a competition.
No, but
uh,
Grandpa has to lead the way. I'm leading the way.
there you
That's
go. Grandpa is the patriarch of our little dysfunctional group, and I wouldn't have it
all.
any other
Yeah, big
way.
time dysfunctional.
By the way, have there been any more texts from the quote unquote girls?
Not since last night.
Oh,
No.
good. Oh, last night there were more?
It was nothing that's worth talking about. So
Gotcha.
it's
Gotcha.
all good.
Okay. All right. Good. Good. At least they dropped that horse shit.
Yeah. And
Anyway,
by the way,
folks,
Lana,
go ahead.
I was going to say something to Lana. By
Yeah.
the way, Lana, I used to live in Omaha. I was born in Council Bluffs across the river, but I used to live in Omaha back in the 78 and 80 to 82. So I liked Omaha. Fontnell Boulevard by Holy Name. My kids went to Holy Name.
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. We moved here because my dad retired over there at SAC headquarters at Offutt.
Right,
So I was born in
right.
San Antonio, but I
Yeah,
traveled all over the world with my dad, and I just ended up here. It's,
yeah.
affordable, nice people.
I used to work in the South Road Shopping Center. I was the station commander at the Army recruiting station there.
Ah, that was a long time ago, huh?
Yes, it was. It's closed now. South Roads is done. So
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to reminisce.
Lana, you don't know this, but you're talking to a man who was at one point the most successful recruiter in the Army.
Oh, really, really? Yeah, I was basically just raised in the military, so it's kind of a different world, and I definitely respect our military for sure.
Yeah, I respect soldiers. I don't respect the military, but yeah, I respect soldiers because, they're willing to put themselves in harm's way. And if you can't respect that, I can't imagine what you would respect.
Right, right, right. Yeah. And let me tell you, I was an independent, and then McCain got Palin, so kind of threw me for a loop. And then the caucus was coming here for Obama and Hillary, and I wanted to make sure that I voted for Obama. So then I just became a Democrat then. And I just been stepping left ever since then. So pretty lefty right now.
I hear you. Mary Jane is asking a question. In your opinion, will the military bend the knee? Some of them will, some of them won't. It's hard to figure out. It seems like right now they understand that a madman is running the show. So I think that there's a good chance that they're going to resist illegal orders. And so far, just about every order he's given has been illegal. But time will tell. Time will tell. All right,
You
folks, I'm going to wrap it up because I have a feeling I'm going to wake up tomorrow with a cold. I'm sweating and I can't stop. Oh, traffic man is here. Look at this. Last second he has to come in.
He always
Oh,
does that.
what the fuck do you
I'm
want, traffic
sorry.
man?
Right as you said you were gonna wrap it up because you're not feeling well. I hit the request and I was like, ah,
That's all right. I'm glad you're here. What's going
thank
on,
you.
man? Everything good?
Oh yeah, everything's great. Everything's great.
Yeah, so,
Kind of worried about Saturday, but
oh, yeah, yeah.
you know,
Yeah. Well, listen, we need more of it. We need people
We do.
protesting. Mary Jane drinks some tea. Interesting. Okay. Uh, um,
It is good for you for that.
yeah. No. Once you have a cold, tea doesn't do anything for you. Um, but anyway, believe me,
Yeah.
I've spent a long time studying remedies and all this other stuff. Most of it is just old wives' tales. You know, like chicken soup, stuff like that. When you're sick, you're sick. It's too late to do anything once you're sick. You can help boost your immune system somewhat before you're sick, but and I don't know that I'm sick. I just know I'm fighting something off because when I sleep a lot and still feel tired, I know I'm fighting something off. And now that I've been talking a while, I can feel it in my throat. So something's going on. It's no big deal.
There you
I'm
go.
fat. It's bound to happen. But anyway, so Traffic Man, good to see you. Lana, thank you for joining us. Jessica, wonderful as always. Danny, my older brother from another mother, I respect the hell out of you. Thank you for being here. And once again, leading the way by tapping and gifting and all that other good stuff. For anyone not following Danny, you gotta follow Danny. Danny, give a PSA about your live shows.
I'm on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Yesterday I slept through my life for some reason. I was overretired. But anyway, on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 3 p.m. Pacific time. Uh, the way of positive change on Mondays and Wednesdays, we talk current events and how to hopefully change them in a positive way. And on Friday, we do Trivial Pursuit. That way, we forget about all of our troubles and woes and our country's bullshit, excuse my language, and we play Trivial Pursuit. It's the most fun you're going to have on TikTok. You laugh and you enjoy each other's company. And if that's something you'd like to do, please join me 3 p.m. Pacific on Friday.
And it's not only the most fun on TikTok, it's the most fun on any social media platform that you will ever have. So, with that, folks, always happy to chat with you. I wish I had the stamina to talk longer because I am enjoying the conversation, but it is what it is. Anyway, until we meet again, peace, love, and granola. Talk to you soon.
Good night, everybody.
Thank